Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second game of our doubleheader for today. Tonight's game, we are going to Manhattan, Kansas to see the number 3 Ohio State Buckeyes take on the Kansas State Wildcats. Here we go, man. I know you saw my face over there. I need to work on that. Anyway, Troy Smith, of course, you guys know the rosters and everything, so I'll just give a little quick run through, just make sure we know what's going on here. Troy Smith, Maurice Corrett, Lydell Ross at the dual threat running backs, Brandon Joe at fullback, Bam Childress, Antonio Holmes, wideouts alongside Roy Hall, Sheldon Lur, and Trey Sinclair, Louis Irizarry, Ryan Hamby at tight ends, offensive line led by Rob Sims, Simon Fraser, and Jay Richardson at the ends, the tackles Marcus Green and Quinn Pitcock, AJ Hawk, Bobby Carpenter at outside linebackers, middle linebackers Anthony Schlegel, Mike D'Andrea, corners Chris Campbell, Dustin Fox, with the nickelback being Dante Whitner, dime man being Mike Roberts, Stephen Pace at the free safety, Tyler Everett at strong safety, Nugent at kicker, Will Bratton at punter. And got to go all the way to Kansas State. Nate Carson, of course, at quarterback. Alsup and Abraham Berlin as the dual threat at running back. Or I think it's Kerry Tillman that's the backup. Give me 1 second to just double check. Kansas State. It is Tillman. Alright. Yep, so Kerry Tillman. Richard Underwood as the fullback. David Dennis, Marcus Watts at wide receiver. Mark McGrew, Antoine Polite, and Skip Roundtree out there as well. Matt Sellers, Tremaine Tatum, and tight end. Offensive line, led by, of course, Jeremy Clary. D ends, Atari Westbrook and Alex Carrier. D tackles, Malcolm Wooldridge and Tiger Walker. It's Gerard Cohen. Outside linebackers, Maurice Thurman and Brandon Archer. Matt Butler and Derek Gonzalez, middle linebacker. Corey Reddick is injured for this game, so it's Cedric Williams that will start at corner, alongside David Rose and Louis Lavender. I think I'll check the depth chart to see who it is alongside those guys. Jesse Titwan at free safety, Marcus Patton at strong safety, Jerry McKicker, Franklin Owen at punter. Let me double check, see who's the dime back for this game. It's Mark McGrew. That's who is replacing an injured Corey Reddick. And now, here we go, man. Final game of the day, and we got 2 more games coming up. The game of the week and the top 10 showcase game. Believe it or not, we had one more. No alternate uniforms for K-State. None for Ohio State either. So, without further ado, let's get this show on the road. I know it says Kansas State as number 25 in the coaches poll, but AP poll has them at unranked. So just letting you know about that. Ohio State 3-0, Kansas State 2-1. Let's get this show on the road. It is in Manhattan, Kansas, at KSU Stadium. The Buckeyes of Ohio State take on the Kansas State Wildcats. Big 10 versus Big 12. Of course, Big 10 champs going against the Big 12 champions. Yeah, Kansas State won the Big 12 title just this past season. And here we go. Here come the Kansas State Wildcats. As always, I'm Tevin Price, commentating every single game by myself. At least until I can find a co-commentator. I don't think I ever bothered to look for one. Maybe I'll think about that. There, of course, there come the Ohio State Buckeyes. Maurice Clarett. Or no, it's Bam Childress, the highlight player for this one. 8 catches, 212 yards, and a touchdown. This season so far, 3-0 are the Buckeyes of Ohio State. I'm just going to skip through that. Kansas State wins the toss. They elect to receive as well. I think it doesn't matter which side I take. Alright, so I'm going to put in the best players available. Make sure these guys, offensive line's fine. Oh yeah, Jay Richardson, that's right. I always have him out there instead of Rocky Nicholson. I mean, he should be good, but it's not his time yet. Linebackers are fine, or we could just put Mike the entry out there. Actually, no. No, no, no. That would be a little bit unfair. Yeah, because Chad Cullen is a 66, so there you go. And now Kansas State. Guess I'll have to see. Yeah, it's just a mild concussion for Corey Reddick, so he should be back by next week. But I'm not sure who they play after that. For Kansas State. Looks like Hola K2I will have to play for someone. It looks like it's going to have to be for Al Campbell. So there you go. The ends, don't need to do anything about that. Linebackers. We can have Teddy Sims out there. So it looks like Gonzalez will have to take over. Yeah, so Mark McGrew will be the dime back for this game for the injured Corey Reddick. And that's about it. So here we go. Just need to kick off with Mike Nugent. Bat to return is not Corey Reddick. It is Cedric Williams and David Rose. Ooh, and it lagged a little bit there, but should be fine. Here we go. Second game underway. The 6-yard line. Here goes Cedric Williams on the return to the 24-yard line. So out comes Nate Carson and the Kansas State Wildcats. So far this season, he's been okay, you know. He's been solid. 31-59 for 542 yards, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Obviously, the only loss Kansas State had was against Virginia. 28-0 shutout. I think we all saw that game. Yep, 28-0. Virginia absolute shutout Kansas State. Kansas State won every other game other than that. Carson is already sacked. Quinn Pitcox kicks this game off with a sack. So impact players for this game for K-State's offense, it's Carlos Alsip and Kerry Tillman, the dual threat at running back. For Ohio State's defense, it's Simon Fraser and Chris Campbell. So 2nd and 14 after the sack by Quinn Pitcock. Alsip will go in motion. It's Underwood that's in the backfield with Carson. Here he goes on the throw. Oh, it's batted up. It's intercepted off the hands of Underwood and into the arms of the Ohio State defender already. Tyler Everett. Second play from scrimmage. Gets an interception. Take a look again. Off the hands of the fullback Underwood and then Tyler Everett. Thanks to the interception. Hold on 1 second. I just got to change the thing. Red zone already for the Buckeyes. This is starting to get ugly. I think we all saw the overall differences, the grades on offense, defense, special teams, and overall, and it was overwhelming in the Buckeyes' favor. Here goes Brandon Shaw, the fifth-year senior fullback. He's inside the 10. Maurice Clarett and Lydell Ross, the impact players for Ohio State's offense. You also got Bam Childress at wideout. K-State's defense headed by Malcolm Wooldridge and Corey Reddick. Well, Corey Reddick's out. So I guess Cedric Williams in the secondary? Kansas State, not a single 90-plus overall, not a single elite player. Ohio State has 3 99 pluses. Some of the best players ever. Here's the throw, the run! Oh! Bam Childress tried to get the catch, couldn't quite do so. So here we go. Ohio State on third down conversions, despite being 3-0, have not been the best on third downs, 31%. Here's Maurice Clarett. Oh, gets up a first down and more, down at the 2. These two faced off in the Fiesta Bowl from the past season in real life. Obviously, they went different directions. Kansas State fell off very quickly. I think they had a losing record in 04. And Ohio State, they had a winning record. They did a bowl game, but they were really disappointing. As Clarett, oh, it didn't look like he got it for a second there, but he does get in the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State. From 2 yards out. He got pushed in the end zone, just barely crossed the goal line. And Ohio State takes advantage of the turnover quickly. Justin Zwick as the holder, and it's Rob Sims as the snapper. Mike Nugent to kick. They got the best offensive line out there to do the snap. That's why Rob Sims is out there. Extra point by Nugent is good. Ohio State up 7-0. Ugly start for K-State. They're already down 7-0, and it's already been a minute and a half. Had to be 2 minutes. Richard Underwood dropping a pass that turned into a Tyler Everett interception. You couldn't have asked for a better start for Ohio State. I mean, at this point, it's pretty obvious. No offense to Kansas State, but yeah, I don't think they got a chance after seeing that. Sorry about that. This is taken out of the end zone by David Rose, and he's going to be just short of the 20 to the 17-yard line. Ohio State's victories, of course, in the top 10 showcase were against the Hurricanes of Miami and the Auburn Tigers. They also won one more game. That was against, let me just check. Oh, Akron. That was who they played. So 1st and 10 for K-State. Handoff goes to Alsop, and he is shut down immediately. My goodness, Ohio State just cannot. It's just not allowing Kansas State any breathing room. Not even a little bit of it. I think that was Richardson who made the stop. It'll be 2nd down. Jay Richardson, a redshirt sophomore, now 2nd and 9 for Kansas State. 19-yard line after a 1-yard gain. Alsop will go in motion. They got to have a better drive than that. Being forced to interception. Option play here for K-State. And Everett with a big hit on the quarterback, Carson. He actually got a decent gain. So I think Carson can really scramble. I think he's like one of the fastest quarterbacks in the nation. Well, maybe besides the quarterbacks for the military academy, or for the academies, but 3rd and 5 after a 4-yard gain. David Dennis going in motion. Underwood in the backfield alongside Alsop. Here's the drop back for Carson, and he's going to get sacked again. His second time he's gone down, and this time it's Simon Fraser, the 6'6" senior defensive end. He's going to be an absolute game breaker for that defense. I can tell you that much. Watch out for Ohio State to win the Big Ten again, because their team is loaded with talent. So here's the punt now. Ohio State with Chris Gamble, and he'll be set up at midfield. Some good field position for Ohio State at the 47-yard line. Ohio State will take over. Just don't mind that. Troy Smith, of course, the starting quarterback. He turned into a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback in 2006. Leading Ohio State to an undefeated record, but falling just short of the national championship game to the Florida Gators. First down for Troy Smith. Here's the throw. Right side. Completes it. Santonio Holmes to the 34. And when we said Kansas State was thin at corner, we meant that. And now Lewis Lavender is injured. Not good for Kansas State. They've already lost Corey Reddick to a mild concussion, but now Louis Lavender is now hurt. Not good news at all. 2nd down, toss play to Maurice Claret. Brought down by David Rose after about a yard of a gain. He got pushed outside. It looks like he either got 1 or 2 yards. And this is going to be 2nd and 9. Louis Lavender, elbow bursitis. He's out for the game now. Some of them are like big elbow bursitis, but then there's other ones that like take you out for only a few plays. Brandon Joe on the run. He's only get like 2 yards. Close to the 30-yard line, and will bring up 3rd down. Obviously, Georgia beat LSU thanks to 2 rushing touchdowns for Tyson Browning earlier today. And you also had Colorado State dominating UCF in the first game of the week on the slate. And Notre Dame edging out Michigan State in a very tight rivalry. It's 3rd and 7 now for Ohio State. Troy Smith looking left side, completes it to Irizarry, and he will pick up a 1st down. Kansas State, it seems like Kansas State's going to be completely overmatched. This was a national broadcast, that's why I picked this game, but yeah, it's not looking too good for Kansas State right now. So as far as who covered, it seems like everybody covered except for Notre Dame. Ohio State is favored by 12.5 points in this game. Yeah, Notre Dame was 5-point favorites, and they only won by 3. Play fake to Claret. Here's Troy Smith firing. It's Childress on the run inside the 10 of the 9. It's 1st and goal, Ohio State. Bam, Childress with a great catch. Sets Ohio State up at the 9-yard line. Ohio State 12.5-point favorites. I would think they're only going to get better. But a lot of seniors on this team, so this is really a make or break year for Ohio State. Joe goes in motion on 1st and goal at the 9. Smith will throw. Throws the right side. Dropped by Santonio Holmes. Defended by David Rose. Almost had a touchdown, a 2nd touchdown of the game. Unfortunately, could not hang on to that football. 1st touchdown was scored by Maurice Claret from 2 yards out. So 2nd and goal. They're knocking on the door of another potential touchdown with 1.5 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. Blitz picked up well by Ohio State. Left side. It's inaccurate throw for Childress. Now it's going to be 3rd and goal. Try to go for Bam Childress on that pass. That was a little off. And now 3rd and goal from the 9. It's 1.5 minutes remaining in the 1st quarter. Ohio State lines up in the eye. Let's see if they can pick up a touchdown here to make it 14-0. Drop it back again. Picked up well. Oh, wide open is Santonio Holmes. This time he gets it. It's another Ohio State touchdown. The redshirt sophomore, Santonio Holmes. Found open by Troy Smith. Just like that, the Buckeyes are in business again. Yep, I think this is about to get ugly. Mike Nugent to kick a 2nd extra point in the 1st quarter. It's going to be 14-0 Ohio State. Little fun fact time. For this football game, extra point goes through. 14-0 Ohio State. So Big Ten, Ohio State finished 8-4, 4-4 in conference play. Teams they lost to: 15th ranked Wisconsin, Iowa on the road, Purdue on the road, and Northwestern on the road. Somehow Purdue didn't even become ranked, because they lost 4 straight games to Wisconsin, Michigan, Northwestern, and Iowa. Yeah, the Buckeyes started 3-0, and then they lost 3 straight to Northwestern. That was the last time Northwestern beat Ohio State ever. They lost to Wisconsin at home, and they lost to Iowa at Iowa City by 26 points. They also lost to Purdue and West Lafayette. The good news for Ohio State, they won the Alamo Bowl that year against Oklahoma State. Just this past season, Big Ten champs, Rose Bowl, lost to USC, finished in the top 10. Or I think they did. Oh my goodness, and Nate Carson goes down again. Second sack of the first quarter for Pitka. He hadn't got a sack all season long up to this point, but now he's got 2 sacks. Oh no. Oh yeah, for Kansas State, 2-6, 4-7. Yeah. So they fell off the face of a cliff. They were number 13 in the country, and they lost 7 games. Deep shot for Dennis, incompletes. Oh boy. So these are their losses. Well, they lost 6 conference games, as Kansas State now faces 3rd and long. Texas A&M, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, Colorado, Iowa State. And of course they had an Alpha Conference loss to Fresno State. Those were their losses for Kansas State. They're hoping to do better in this one. Larson launches deep. Oh, and good coverage by Chris Campbell on David Dennis again. Targeted the 2nd straight time, but Chris Campbell made sure he couldn't catch the football, and Kansas State's got a punt for the 2nd time in the first quarter. Oh, and the punt away is always Chris Campbell back to return, or is that Claret? It is Gamble. Here's a punt by Franklin Owen, the true freshman, taken at the 45, and Gamble quickly take it down around midfield by the face mask. Mark Bergeron grabs the face mask. It's going to be 1st down and 10 at the 45-yard line. Bill Snyder cannot be happy about it. Oh my goodness, this has been an ugly game for Kansas State. Ugly couple of weeks actually for Kansas State. They lost to Virginia, and their 2 wins came against UNLV and somebody else. As there's a handoff to Brandon Joe, and he's taken down for just a yard. For Kansas State, they beat UNLV by 10 points. They lost in a shutout to Virginia, like we said before, and then they beat Illinois by 7. And now they're going against Ohio State, more than likely to take it now. I would love to see Kansas State pull this up, but unfortunately, I just do not think that's going to happen. So 2nd and 9, option play. Troy Smith takes his carry and pitches it backward. That was a very bad pitch, and oh, that's why. That's why the pitch was off. Troy Smith's hurt. He injured his shoulder on that play, so Justin Zwick will have to take over. The recovery was by Nick Mangold. Rest in peace. And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. 14-0 Ohio State. Yeah. Before he became a legendary New York Jets center, he was an Ohio State center for quite a bit of years. 3rd and 5. Here's Zwick, fires right side. That is complete. Santonio Holmes with the catch. First down, Buckeyes. Hey, no Troy Smith, no problem. And we got line crew falling over again. So 1st and 10 for Ohio State. Now in the ace goes the Buckeyes. 14-point lead, trying to go back and score again. Here's Zwick. Oh, in trouble, and he gets hit as he throws. Yeah, I saw the defender coming in with the pressure. And who was there for it? Looks like it was Archer. Brandon Archer got the pressure on Zwick. Forced that pass to go incomplete. It'll be second down. Troy Smith has a bruised shoulder and he's out for 4 weeks. Oh no. So Troy Smith is out for about a month. Here's a play fake by Zwick. Throw on the run, and it's complete to Irizarry. I think that was going for Roy Hall, but a little overthrown for him. But Louis Irizarry able to make the catch. First down, Ohio State. It's first and goal. Only 2 red zone attempts in the game were both touchdowns so far. Handoff goes to Maurice Claret. Handoff goes for like 1 or 2 yards. The takedown that time by Marcus Patton. Brings up second down. My goodness, Ohio State just firing on all cylinders. Like, there's just nothing anybody can do right now. Yeah, we're already almost through the first half. We're already second quarter. Here's a sneak by Zwick, but he will not get there. I think it was Marcus Wooldridge who got the stop. Yes. So third and goal coming up for Ohio State. They're in Manhattan, Kansas, too, invading territory and going down to this blowout. Or at least it looks like it. That Georgia game turned into a shellacking, and then LSU made the score more respectable, but yeah, that didn't tell the whole story. Here's Maurice Claret, and he will score his second touchdown of the game. This is turning into a splattering as well. He just got to the goal line, at least Maurice Claret did, and Ohio State is about to be up 21-0. My goodness, what have we got here in Manhattan? Extra point goes through. It's 21-0. Good grief, this is getting ugly. And this is the final game of the YouTube streamed games for at least this week. That is because the last 2 games, the Game of the Week and the Top 10 Showcase, will all be on Twitch. Top 10 Showcase always on Twitch, and Gameday usually always on Twitch. Unless it's like a ranked versus unranked, I'll stream it on Twitch, but yeah, for the most part, it's always Gameday on Twitch and Bid New Kickoff on YouTube, and then Top 10 Showcase will always be on YouTube, by the way. That will be a touchback for Kansas State. In an absolute ugly game. I mean, what is going on? First to 10 at the 20-yard line for Kansas State. Ace formation. Here goes Allsup on the run. He's going to get a decent gain to the 24, but as if things couldn't get any worse. It was a 5-yard gain, but Triplett decided to get a hold. Decided to commit a holding call. And just like that, it's first at 17. This is absolutely getting ugly. So here we go, first at 17 now after a holding call. Carson looking right side. That is complete to Marcus Watts, 5th-year senior wideout. And this will be resulting in second down. Looks like second and 8. Marcus Watts makes the catch. Thankfully, it will be second down. Travis Triplett got the holding call on the other play before this pass for 9 yards. Second and 8. Kansas State in the eye. And no play fake to Underwood. Here's a throw by Carson to David Dennis, and that's a first down. The first down for Kansas State. They're down 21-0. They're looking for some sort of spark to get themselves, you know, at least to keep them alive. At least in this one. They don't want to, you know, give up that easily. They want Ohio State to work for that. But Ohio State's just overpowering them right now. Carson on the run, a little bit of pressure. It's complete to David Dennis. It's in Buckeye territory. 3 of 6 for 45 yards and an interception so far for Nate Carson. But I think that was the first drive of the game that he threw that pick. So now he's starting to get his confidence back. JUCO quarterback from Mount Pleasant, Texas. Nate Carson. David Dennis, his 12th catch of the season. First down, Kansas State at the Ohio State 42. Carson is a lefty. Here he goes, throwing, lofty one, left side. It's tipped up, almost intercepted. Ooh, man, you got to be careful if you're Kansas State. You don't want to throw another pick. That looks like it was Dante Whitner that almost had an interception just now. It was tipped up, I think, by the free safety. So Stephen Pace was there for the deflection, and Dante Whitner was there to deflect it. 2nd and 10 for Kansas State. Carson looking left side. Caught! It's David Dennis. First down at the 25. Now Kansas State's starting to move the football. It's been an ugly couple of drives for Kansas State, and now all of a sudden, there's some life in that offense. So far this season, 35 of 67, 600 yards, 6 touchdowns to 3 picks. He hasn't been horrible, but he hasn't been great either. So 1st and 10 for Kansas State. Carson fires. Dennis drops this one. So he had a couple of catches on this drive, but this time on 1st and 10 for the 25, he drops that one on a slant. I feel like it's one of the easier passes to throw to, and David Dennis just dropped the ball on that one. So 2nd and 10 for Kansas State. .316 to go in the first half. Man goes in motion. That was Sellers. Here's Carson. Good block. Oh, you got to get rid of it if you're Carson. He goes down again. I think that's the 3rd sack he's taken this first half. And this time, Bobby Carpenter was right there. Yeah, if you're Nate Carson, you've got to get rid of that football. As soon as that block happens, you got to throw it right away. But maybe nobody got open for him. That's why he held onto the ball for too long. 3rd and 18, 3rd and long for K-State. Carson to throw, steps it up, and that one's dropped by Dennis. So after making 2 or 3 catches on this drive, he drops 2 of them on that set of downs, and now 4th down coming up for K-State. And they're setting up for a 50-yard field goal for Joe Ream. It's close to the middle, so maybe he has a shot at this. Dylan Meyer, the holder. And it's Jeremy Clary to snap it. Joe Ream, the senior, to kick it. Oh, it's a fake! Meyer's going to go down for a sack. Going down for a loss. And just when you thought Kansas State was getting close to scoring, they don't do so. And the Buckeyes are going to take over the 40-yard line. Wild sequence, but also a very bad decision by Kansas State. And now Ohio State trying to move the football to ice this thing up in the first half. Maurice Clarett with a nice run of 9 yards. Goodness, it's just going from bad to worse for Kansas State. Now with an opportunity to score, they fake a field goal and they don't get it. Get the conversion. In fact, they lost yards. Just an absolutely unlucky game draw for Kansas State. As Sinclair went in motion, here's Zwick firing, completes it to Roy Hall. It's a first down for Ohio State. Buckeyes just have way too many weapons right now. That's why they're way ahead of this game. It really sucks that Kansas State had to go up against them. Yep, it's just like another... I'm not going to finish that sentence. I will get canceled for it. First and 10. Swig firing, leads, Lofter overthrows it. Incomplete. Could have been picked off for Kansas State. Looks like Tetuan was not there, so was Patton. Neither one of them made the interception. So second and 10 with 1:50 to go now. Under 2 minutes to go in the half. Clarett has a hole at the middle on the right side. Burst down in the red zone to the 19. My goodness, it's just, yeah, like I said before, just gotten from bad to worse for K-State. And Ohio State might make this 28-0. Might make this 28-0. 20-yard line, first and 10. First and 10 for Ohio State with a minute and a half to go in the half. Zwick looking left side, completes it. Irizarry makes the grab. It's a 7-yard gain, and oh no, he's hurt. Irizarry shaken up. So now second and 3. It looks like Brian Hampe will have to take over at tight end until he gets back. 3 drives in the red zone, 3 touchdowns for the Buckeyes. Second and 3 at the 13-yard line. Handoff goes to Clarett again on the outside. He'll get the first down. It's first and goal. Iowa State calls their second time out of the ball game. So they'll have 1 timeout left. So first and goal for Ohio State with 1:23 to go in the half. It is at the 10-yard line. This has just been an absolute nightmare situation for the Wildcats. Here goes Brandon Joe. Up the middle. He's going to get inside the 5 of the 4 before being brought down. Smart decision to not rush things. To not rush to the end zone. About a minute to go in the first half, and my goodness, we are flying through this first half. Zwick looking over the middle. It's touchdown. Bam Childress. Second touchdown of the season. That's the first one to Childress in this game. Second touchdown pass from Ohio State. I think that's the first from Zwick. That one thrown to Bam Childress, and it's going to be 28-0 Ohio State. Good grief. I mean, come on. Give them some tough competition, for goodness sake. Extra point goes through. 28-0 Buckeyes. Good grief. It is a splattering already. We're still in the first half. We're still in the first half. But this is a splattering. Oh yeah, about March Madness. Tennessee won by 22 points over Miami of Ohio. Utah State pulled away against Villanova to win by 10. Alabama beat Hofstra by 20. Iowa State beat Tennessee State by 34. And currently, Iowa's ahead of Clemson by 5 with 4 minutes remaining. Kickoff by Nugent. That'll go to the back of the end zone for a touchback. Woo. St. John's ahead of Northern Iowa 47-30 at the start of the second half. UCLA beating UCF by 10 to start the second half. And at halftime, Purdue is up 45-33 over Queens at halftime. Of course, we're talking about Queens University. So first down for K-State at the 20. Here's a left side throw. Oh, no. Second interception thrown in this first half. That one thrown to Bobby Carpenter. Is this about to be 35-0? Is this about to be 35-0? My word. What is going on here? I mean, I knew this was the overmatch, like, at least a roster overmatch, but I didn't think it was going to be this bad. Okay! I spoke too soon. That's intercepted by Maurice Thurman. First down, K-State. Off the interception. Still 10-14 for 133 and a touchdown to pick, replacing Troy Smith for now. While he recovers is not that bad. Underwood goes to motion. Just don't throw another pick, Carson. 44 seconds left in the first half. In trouble again. Fires. Double coverage for Dennis. Incomplete. It's been rough. Been rough for Kansas State. They gotta pull a miracle out of their bag of tricks if they want to come back at this one. Oh yeah, and there's 4 more games coming up. Prairie View, Florida. There's Cal Baptist against Kansas. Furman against UConn, as that pass was overthrown. And Missouri against Miami. That time, the pass went for Mark McGrew. Fall fell incomplete. And third down upcoming. Ohio State, Kansas State has been an absolute barn burner. Ohio State is a perfect 5 for 5 on third down. Kansas State 0 of 3. I don't think they have any intentions of converting a third down, but Carlos Alsop on the outside, almost. Okay, Alsop may have tried to get a third down conversion on that play, but came up a yard short. Fans want the Wildcats to go for it, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. No chance. Franklin Owen will have to punt it away on 4th and 1, much to the dismay of the K-State fans. Chris Campbell back to return once again. It's a little chunky, but Chris Campbell gets the return, gets to the 44-yard line, and another K-State injury. Mark McGrew injured his head now. That's the dime back for K-State. They were already thin at corner. Now all of a sudden, Mark McGrew's down. That's the slot receiver, but also he's the dime back for K-State because Corey Reddick's injured for this game. Back foot throw by Justin Zwick for Santonio Holmes goes incomplete, and 17 seconds remain in the first half. Very interesting game going on right now. Okay, it's just a migraine for Mark McGrew, and he'll return after a few plays. Thankfully, it's not that bad. So, second down. Here's Zwick, and my goodness, that was a terrible overthrow. The man in motion was Sinclair. 14 seconds to go in the first half, 3rd and 10. As soon as it got to 28-0, it just, I don't know what happened there. I don't know, Zwick just loses accuracy or something? Oh, Zwick's gonna go down! Timeout called by K-State. I'm not sure why they did. I mean, they got one more chance, but what would be the point of that if they're just gonna run the clock out? Sack went to Atari Westbrook, a true freshman. So now, first punt of the game for Ohio State. Will Bratton, the true freshman, punted away. Cedric Williams back to return. So 4th and 16, they'll punt it away. Goes to the right side, fair catch called for. Caught it on the run, it looks like at the 20-yard line. So K-State will have a first down with, I believe there's 4 seconds left. But I'm not expecting Kansas State to try to go for some points to head into the half. Splattering by Kansas State by Ohio State to start the game after the first half. As there's also but the run. Watch out up the middle, and not enough time for Kansas State. You should have given also the ball more in K-State. So we've reached halftime. 28-0 Buckeyes lead at a splattering at the end of the first half. Second half will begin shortly with Ohio State receiving the football. And yeah, as we expected, Ohio State is just dominating the entire game. More than double first downs. Leading in turnover battle. Leading in time of possession. Leading in total yards. I think they almost tripled the total yards for Kansas State. Ohio State did. So Joe Ream will have to kick off for the first time in this game. And the second half of this game is underway. Chris Gamble is returning along with Claret. Claret will get this one. And he will get brought down to the 22-yard line. So Ohio State now sets up for their first drive of the second half. If you just missed it, Troy Smith got injured in the game. He will miss a month. He missed it 4 weeks. I think there's a way you can watch it back and see what happened. Very sure, because they usually do that sometimes, to look back on what happened when I miss something. Here's Brandon Joe, the fullback on the carry, on the first carry of the game, of the second half, should I say. 5-yard gain, it looks like, for Brandon Joe, the fullback. Ohio State's really just trying to run as much clock as they possibly can to make sure that Kansas State doesn't have any time at all to make a comeback if they can score some points. 2nd and 4 at the 6-yard run by Joe. Swig looking right side, completes it to Irizarry. And he'll be brought down to the 31. It looks like he'll be a yard short, so 3rd and 1 upcoming for Ohio State. Very unfortunate game right now for Kansas State right now. He's really hoping for a miracle at this point. Swig back to throw, has a clean pocket. Fires left side. It is complete to Irizarry. It's another first down for the Buckeyes at the 49-yard line of K-State. Brutus loving every bit of this game right now. Absolutely wonderful first half for Ohio State. They just continue to gash the Wildcats. Irizarry will go in motion. Here on first down. Here's Claret, and he's taken down for a loss. Big stop for Kansas State, as that was Atari Westbrook who got there. So second down upcoming for Ohio State. My goodness. This has been an absolute beatdown by Ohio State. Yeah. I keep saying that because they both have state in their names. It's a little confusing. Second and 11 for Ohio State. Option play. Zwick step it up. Ooh, pitches it to Claret. He gets a decent gain to the 42, and it's going to be third down for Ohio State. Goodness. This has been absolutely ugly so far. But Kansas State got a shot. There's a shot of stopping Ohio State and potentially scoring if their offense can get going. 57 yards, by the way, for K-State in that first half. 57 yards. Or I think so. Brandon Joe is going to pick up a first down, and Kansas State will not get that stop that they needed. It just continues. Oh, yeah, just the... Yep, 57 yards. -5 rushing. They're actually a pretty decent run team, and they have -5 rushing yards. That is horrible. First and 10. Here goes Zwick on the throw. He'll fire right side. It's overthrown, almost picked up by Patton. Kansas State's really just hoping for a miracle right now because this is just getting out of hand at this point. Iowa's ahead of Clemson with 2 minutes to go in the second half. Clemson trying to come back. St. John's ahead by 15. UCLA ahead of UCF by 9. And Purdue ahead by 20 on Queens. Over the middle, that pass goes incomplete. Went for Sinclair. Unable to connect. Goodness. I think Justin Zwick might be worse right now. 7 of 8 on third downs for Ohio State. That is unreal. 3rd and 10. Pocket holds up well. Over the middle, completes it. Santonio Holmes. Make it 8 of 9 on third downs for Ohio State. Best teams will do good in third down conversions because they know how to convert. Obviously, it's a complete guess on that. So, 55 receiving yards for Santonio Holmes. Now it's a first down for Ohio State. Play fake to Claret. Here goes Zwick. Fire send over the middle. It's a touchdown again. Is that Holmes again? So this is second touchdown of the game, and it is. Santonio Holmes off a deep strike by Justin Zwick out of the coverage of Marcus Patton. And Ohio State just continues to gash the Wildcats. 23 yards on the pass. Unbelievable. Extra point upcoming to make it 35-0. I can remember the biggest blowout in this season so far. I think we're past that now. 35-0 Ohio State of the sim games that we've watched. I think this is the biggest blowout we've seen so far. Because 28-0, of course, tied with 31-3. Yep, I think that was it. Yeah. I'm very sure that was it. So that's going to go to the end zone for a touchback that points. I think the biggest blowout all time. I think it was 35-0. It might have been. Out of the games we've watched, I think 35-0, the MAC championship between UCF and NIU last season, probably the biggest blowout we've ever seen. At least we've watched. Play fake goes to Carson, in trouble again. Oh, did Mark McGrew make that catch? It looks like he did. Wow. So first down for Kansas State. Or no, 9-yard gain, excuse me, 2nd and 1. Sheesh. So toss play to Alsop, and why would you go toss when you're 1 yard away from a first down? Carpenter with the TFL, it's going to be 3rd down. So here we go, 3rd down and 3 for Kansas State. Yep, 35-0 was the biggest blowout. So if Ohio State scores again, we would have the biggest blowout on stream ever in the sim. And Kansas State does not get the first down. They actually got a shot at having the biggest blowout sim history. Or at least in out of all the stream games that have happened so far in these past first 2 seasons. Carlos Alsop came up just short of the first down, and now Franklin O will have to punt for the 4th time in this game. This is getting ugly. I mean, really ugly. Chris Campbell on the outside to the 47-yard line. Another drive that will start in good field position for Ohio State. Just another good day for Ohio State fans, as they are now 2.5 minutes and also a full quarter away from going to 4-0. Play fake to Claret. Here's Zwick firing, completes it. Roy Hall down the sideline inside the 15 to the 13 or 12-yard line. And it just continues to get worse. So first down at the 12.5-yard line. Just Kansas State, like, their defense is fine, but without Corey Reddick, that is a huge blow to the defense. Claret up the middle. He's going to get to the 5 or 4-yard line. Oh my goodness. This is just getting ugly. It really is getting ugly. Kansas State is just a lost cat waiting to be put out of its misery right now. At this point, Kansas State's just wanting this game to be over. They just want this game to be done. Because this is an absolute mugging. 2nd and 1 of the 4 for Ohio State. Claret gets the handoff, and first down and more, and he's in the end zone. For the 3rd time in this game, Maurice Claret punches it into the end zone from 4 yards out this time. And it's about to be 42-0. It's going to be 42-0. This is absolute. I think they're about to do it. They're about to have the biggest blowout of the stream games in the Sims history up to this point. That extra point goes through 42-0. 42-0. Ohio State. This is getting ugly. And I mean really ugly. You can already tell. Yeah, we can already tell now. Yeah, it is horrible. This is more points. Wait a minute. I'm gonna look through the other games and see what's going on here. Okay, no. I mean, I think Michigan State would have put it up a better fight than this. I think LSU would have put a better fight than that. I mean, this is an ugly. Ohio State beat Auburn 16-7. They beat Miami 20-17. This is the worst beatdown they've given. This is probably worse than the Akron game. Here's Alsop at the middle. He's going to get a few yards, to about 3 or 4. And this will be second down. Yep, 3 touchdowns for Maurice Clarett in this game. 3. Second and 6 after a 4-yard run for Carlos Alsop. Carson. And that was a little weird throw. A little something out of the matrix. And Alsop gets a first down. 6 of 15 for 77 yards and 2 picks. He was doing fine when he played against competition like Illinois and UNLV, but when he plays ranked teams like Virginia and Ohio State, that's where you see his flaws. He's only going to be able to play one more season. It's first and 10. Handoff goes to Alsop, and he's taken down immediately by Ohio State. It's legal with the stop. This is just bad. $42-0 in this football game. We are still in the third quarter. We are still in the third quarter. Second and 8. Play fake. Here's Carson lofting left side. He's got a man, but Mark McGrew, why would you go one-handed on that grab? You just throw it with 2 hands, and it was holding anyway, so it didn't matter. So second and 18. Yeah, but to your point, why in the world are you going one-handed for that catch? Mark McGrew had an easy catch, couldn't complete it, but Wilbur Davis, a true freshman center, is caught holding. It's now second and 18. Here's Carson. Over the middle, completes it. That's Matt Sellers, the tight end, and it's going to be third down. Oh, no. So third down and 11 for Kansas State. This is a very tough third down to have to convert. We'll just have to wait till the end of the third quarter because time's run out of the third quarter. 42-0. It's 42-0. And this is the start of the fourth quarter. Third and 11 here for K-State. Oh, I see Ohio State's got their backups in. Here's the throw to the other side. Went for Antoine Polite. Couldn't connect. It's going to be fourth down. This is getting absolutely out of hand. Absolutely out of hand. And Kansas State is going to punt it away. So it looks like Justin Zwick will still be in the game. It's just he won't be able to. Or no, he's really just going to run the ball almost all the time. Unless they don't recover this punt. And I think Kansas State got their recovery. Rydell Ross muffed the punt. I think Kansas State recovered. It's K-State ball at the 38. How about that? So that's the first turnover, or second turnover, excuse me, forced by K-State. This one on special teams. And they got the ball to 38 now. Second opportunity here in enemy territory. That's completed to Matt Sellers. And another holding penalty on Davis. Oh, Wilbur Davis, bless his heart. Bill Snyder's not too happy about it. Holding call again on Wilbur Davis. And it's 1st and 20. Just when things were looking up for K-State, they immediately turned south. McGrew will go in motion on 1st and 20. I mean, they just want this game to be over, let's be honest. Olsen gets a carry for about 2 yards. And Pat Sellers is hurt now. What is going on in this football game? Second and 18 after the 2-yard run. Also going in motion. See if they can pick something up here. Arson looking, and he's got a man. First down, Marcus Watts at about the 10-yard line. Big deep completion for Marcus Watts, and it's going to be 1st and goal. It looks like for K-State, maybe 1st and 10. Looks like it's just before the exact 10-yard line. So they label it as 1st and 9, but really it's 1st and 10, just at the first down markers at the half-edge line. Here's Underwood on the carry. Oh, there's the touchdown for K-State. About time. K-State finally scores a touchdown as the true freshman fullback, Richard Underwood, going to the end zone. 6 foot, 206-pound true freshman fullback gets it in the end zone for the first touchdown for Kansas State in this thing. Joe Ream to kick it, Clary to snap it, and of course Dylan Meyer to hold for the extra point. And the kick goes through. 42-7 now for K-State, or for Ohio State. Is there enough time to come back? 5:36. I mean, it's doable. You just have to get a couple onside kicks, but Ohio State's ready for it. That sucks. Ohio State's actually ready for it. And Joe Ream's got a strong leg as well, so don't think an onside kick is going to be able to be successful unless it bounces off. Once it bounces off Buckeye, maybe then it's like a free ball. And picked up by Ohio State. Take it to the 45-yard line. Oop. Ohio State able to make sure Kansas State doesn't get the onside kick, or at least gets a miracle to get back in this game. Matt Sellers out for 2 quarters. Might as well be the rest of the game. Brandon Schnicker, the fullback, backup fullback should be saying, gets a handoff, but it's going to be holding against the Ohio State offensive line. Ali got called for holding. So first down. 1st and 20, should we say, for Ohio State. So yeah, it's looking like Clemson's not going to win that game. So 1st and 20 for Ohio State after the holding penalty. They're just trying to run this clock out. Justin Zwick looking deep, had so much time, and it's complete. Deep shot, it's first and goal at the 4. Completion goes to Sheldon Lure, the true freshman. His first catch of the game. And Ohio State is at the 4-yard line. They're about to score again. 5 for 5 on red zone touchdowns in this game. And it's under 5 minutes left of the game. Come on, somebody stop the fight, please. Someone stop the match. Schnicker, just short. Just short of the first down, down to the 1. And it was Marcus Patton who made the stop. So second and goal at the 3-inch line. Ohio State's 3 inches away from making it 49-7. And this is Lydell Ross bouncing outside, and he's in. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Once again. It's about to be 49-7. Lydell Ross gets in on the touchdown party. Just like that, Ohio State brings it back to a 42-point lead. 7 for 7 on extra points is Mike Nugent. My goodness, this has been absolutely ugly. 4:19 to go in the game. Ohio State has still not let their foot off the gas pedal. Absolute insanity. Nurture to kick off again. And down to the end zone, Cedric Williams will just kneel it down in the end zone. So Gameday State takes over at the 20-yard line. So of course, 4:33, 30 Central tomorrow is the game of the week. Tennessee taking on Florida in Knoxville. And 8-7 Central is our final top 10 showcase game of the season. In week 5 between the Oregon State Beavers and the Florida State Seminoles in Tallahassee. Both of those games will be on Twitch. So just keep that in mind. As Carlos also tried to get a carry going and take it down very quickly by Mike D'Andrea. Twitch for both games tomorrow. Of course, 4:33, 30 Central, 8-7 Central. Carson on the run, throwing, completion to Dennis. First down in the 42. They're still finding some potential in their offense, which is good. So first down again for Kansas State. 14 catches for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns this season so far for Davin Dennis. 3.5 minutes to go in the game. Option play, Carson. Oh boy, spin move, pitches it out to Salsa, but he fumbles. Oh, thankfully for Kansas State's case, he recovered the ball. So second down coming up for K-State. That was nearly an Ohio State recovery. Also quickly got the football after he went down. 2nd and 8 for Kansas State. Three minutes to go in the game. Carson fires, completes it to McGrew. I think that's his first catch of the game. And it's another first down for K-State. moves the chains again. $10 of 20 for 156 and 2 interceptions. I mean, it started off pretty ugly, but he had some moments of some good throws, but just not enough in this game. It's a handoff. That's the backup running back. That's Kerry Tillman, the true freshman, who was one of the impact players. He gets taken down for just a few yards. I guess the only thing they can really do now, Kansas State really can do now, is hope that Kerry Tillman can be a really good running back for the future. Yes, Carlos Alsop has this year and potentially one more year left until he either graduates or goes to the draft. Here's a throw outside. It is Tillman out of the backfield. Another first down inside the 25. Trying to see if Kerry Tillman can hold down the fort in the running back room for K-State. That has found success, and Darren Sproles winning the Heisman Trophy. It's under 2 minutes to go in the game. First down for K-State at the 24-yard line. 49-7. They are trying to prevent Ohio State from getting the single biggest blowout in sim history. As far as the games we've watched, loss of 4 on the play for the running back Tillman. Or was that Skip Roundtree that got the carry? Loss of 4. It was smothered quickly by Ohio State. Oh no, it was Tillman that got the carry, but it was Harlan Jacobs who got the TFL. Kansas State's still trying to score, or at least I think they are. Yeah, it looks like they are. Draw play to Tillman. Not sure why they're doing that. 1 yard gain, and it'll be 3rd and 13. At this point, Kansas State just needs to get all the points they can get. Old Spice players of the game, Maurice Clarett, 12 carries for 63 yards and 3 scores. He is Ohio State's player of the game. Here's the 3rd and 13. High snap, 50 seconds left. It's still a Meyer in the game. Lofter, it's overthrown, knocked away. Good play defensively by Ohio State. That time, Nate Sally, 6'3" junior, makes the defensive play, and 4th and 13, and they're going to go for it. K-State will go for it. They will not take the field goal to make it at least a little more respectable. Here's 4th and 13. Carson probably got too tired or something. Here's Meyer looking right side, overthrown, and it's incomplete. Buckeyes take over, and that will do it. Yep, the biggest blowout of the string games in the Sims history will be Kabetz here tonight. Very unfortunate for K-State, but let's be honest, they did it to themselves. Handoff goes to Lydell Ross up the middle. Oh, if he would have just went to the left side, maybe he could have broken off a big run, but I don't think they want that. Oh, they called him short. Yeah, they called Lydell Ross short of the first down. 2nd and 1. This will likely be the last play of the game. Why not get another first down to end this one? Yeah, this will definitely be the last play of the game. And now Ohio State will be able to get out with a win. Here goes Ross. First down, Ohio State. And that'll do it. Take it down to the 44-yard line. This will put this game in the books. What a win for Ohio State. Domination here in Manhattan, Kansas, over the Kansas State Wildcats, 49-7. They remain unbeaten. They send Kansas State to 2-2. Conference play will begin next week for Ohio State and Kansas State. These two teams are hoping, well, at least Ohio State was hoping the conference play goes just as well as non-conference play. Kansas State's hoping for a lot better, just like it was last season. So there you have it. Sure, Troy Smith got injured in the game, but just this week able to hold the fort down for him. And the player of the game, I mean, will we really give it to him? I mean, 5 catches, 70 yards, and 2 touchdowns is nice. If correct, 3 touchdowns, 5 yards to carry. Why not? I know he didn't have very many carries, but yeah, at least for this one, player of the game, we'll go to Maurice Clarett, 12 carries, 63 yards, and 3 touchdowns. The offense fired on all cylinders in this one. So there you have it. 49-7 the final. Ohio State defeats Kansas State on the road. As always, I'm Coach Temper Price. And we will see you tomorrow for the next games. Check us out at 4:30, 3:30 Central on Twitch. Green Grizzly Price. You know the drill. And of course, 8/7 Central, same platform. 4:30, 3:30 Central will be Florida, Tennessee. 8/7 Central will be Oregon State and Florida State. The final 2 games of Week 5 on the Game Day slate on